Well, am I glad to see you, General. Did you miss me? It's good to be back in the chair again. I've had a lot to catch up on, and I'm afraid to say, so do you. Turns out, Domovoy has been operating from his ancestral castle right in the middle of the European Tempest Zone. I thought his place had been abandoned. Gets hard to breathe outside sometimes. You can't leave without a hazmat suit. But all the electronics are Tempest shielded. There is actually a pocket of low fallout due to the high concentration of Tempest fields. If we didn't know this was here, GDF surely won't. Looks like he'd been preparing this place for a while. Domovoy, what do you make of him? He seems more awake than I was expecting. I don't know, but he led the Dynasty right from the start. We would have nothing if not for him. Alex is unhappy with him, and I mean, can you blame him? But I follow Alex, and right now, Alex is taking advice from his father. As for what he's planning, he wants the best for the Dynasty, our land, and our Tempest. As far as the rest of the Dynasty knows, nothing. He's still broadcasting his messages of assurance back at Dynasty HQ once he got back to his office. Says there has been an attempt on his life, but that he survived it. Blames GDF rats for the attack. You're right. We should get back to it. We've been watching the detonation site for anything. The Tempest has responded to the fallout. A little faster than expected. Signal unstable. Data burst interrupted. GDF holds some of the Dynasty's experimental Tempest-based weaponry in this region, taken during a raid on a nearby base. The research must be reacquired before GDF can replicate it. Be advised, General. I am collating data points on GDF movements. GDF appear to be suffering heavy losses across the map that the Dynasty cannot account for. Proceed with extreme caution. Initializing. Stand by.
General, are you picking this up? These aggressors came out of nowhere.
Those creatures, whatever they are your enemy, General. But let GDF handle them. GDF acquired vital Dynasty research, and have been holding it here while they attempt to understand it. GDF are deeply entrenched in this region. This is our only chance to take it back. Locate and capture their satellite uplink. We need to know where the research is being kept.
Out! As you will. Airstrikes incoming. GDF are throwing everything they've got at them. On my way. As you will. Of course. I'm going. On my way. Out. Of course. Yes, General. As you will. On my way. Out. Yes, General. I'm going. Of course. On my way. As you will. I'm going. Yes, General. Out. Yes, General. On my way. As you will. I'm going. Of course. Yes, General. As you will. On my way. I'm going.
Reinforcements have arrived.
As you will. Of course. Yes, General. On my way. I'm going. Of course.
Tempest storage capacity inadequate.
As you will.
Hello?
What do we have?
Parts.
I'm ready. On my way. I'm going. My General. I designed her myself. Combat scientist. Tempest physicist. Yes, General. Out. Of course. As you will. I am the effect. I'm going. These creatures, they must be linked to the Tempest somehow. On my way. Yes, General. Of course. Out. Of course. Yes, General. What do we have? On my way. I'm going. As you will. On my way.
Satellite uplink located ahead. Proceed with extreme caution.
Where's the fun in that?
Unstoppable. The gift of the Tempest. Discharging. Weapon live. Leave it to me. Discharging.
Deploying.
I designed her myself. Of course. Yes, General.
Is that you, HQ?
I'm ready.
On the road.
Physicists on the field. Out. Weapon live. I have eyes on set uplink. Calculating vector. Airstrike inbound. I'm going. As you will. I am the effect. Yes, General.
Salvage mine. Enemy. You good?
Combat scientist. I'm going. As you will.
Prime. Secure uplink established. Data transfer initialized. Dynasty technology has been located. Addresses traced. Coordinates incoming. General, we're looking at a GDF garrison. Comms went dark when this aggressor attacked. Take the garrison and secure the data core. GDF are calling them the Veti. I'm getting data from GDF scopes on their movements and... Complete your mission, General. Dynasty HQ may be next.
On my way. Yes, General. As you will. Yes, General. Of course. I'm going. As you will. On my way. Of course. My General. I'm going. Becoming epicenter. As you will. What do we have? Yes, General. Out. I'm going. On my way. Yes, General.
Ready to work.
Of course. As you will. Yes, General. Of course. I'm going. Out. On my way. Yes, General. I'm going. Of course. The gift of the Tempest. Out. As you will.
Human scanner.
Combat scientist. I'm going. On my way. Out. Yes, General. Of course. On my way. Yes, General. As you will. Out. I'm going. Of course. As you will. On my way. Yes, General. Out.
Sandwich mine.
On my way. I'm going. As you will. Yes, General.
Who's good? Into the cannon?
I designed her myself.
Low power.
I'm ready. Tempest physicist. I designed her myself. My General, of course.
Low power.
There? Of course.
Combat scientist. I'm ready. As you will. Out. I'm going. On my way. I am the effect. Yes, General. Unstoppable. Calculating vector. Movement lines. Of course. On my way. Leave them to me. Discharging. I'm going. As you will. Out. I'm going. On my way. Of course. As you will. Yes, General. Of course. Out. I'm going. As you will. On my way. I'm going. Out. Of course.
Setting up salvage center.
Physicists on the field.
I'm moving.
What do we have? my way. As you will. The gift of the Tempest. Leave them to me. Yes, General. Of course. Out. I'm going. On my way.
She's been a good one, this old girl.
My General. I am the effect. Yes, General. I'm going.
Unit is under attack.
Deploying. I'm ready. As you will. Of course. Out. What do you need?
Into the cannon?
Combat scientist. I'm going. I designed her myself. Of course. Yes, General. On my way. Deploying. As you will. Yes, General. Of course. Calculating vector. Out. I'm going. On my way. As you will. Out. Physicists on the field. Tempest physicist. What do we have? I'm going. Of course. Yes, General. Exclusion zone on me. Out. My General. As you will. On my way. I'm going. Of course. On my way. I designed her myself. As you will. Out. Yes, General. I'm going. On my way. Out. Yes, General. Of course. As you will. I'm going. Yes, General. Out. Of course. On my way. As you will. I'm going. Yes, General. Out. Unstoppable. Weapon live. Of course. I'm going. On my way. Out.
Unit is under attack.
Combat scientist. I'm ready. Of course. What do we have? I'm going.
Setting up salvage center.
I designed her myself. Out! On my way. As you will. Out! Yes, General. Of course. On my way.
Ready to work. Deploy.
My General. I'm going. Yes, General. Leave it to me. The gift of the Tempest. Unstoppable. Discharging. Calculating vector. As you will. Of course. I am the effect.
There is stable. Moving it out. Portal ready.
Tempest physicist. On my way. Out.
Unit is under attack.
Combat scientist. Vents open. Calculating vector. On my way. Of course. Physicists on the field as you will. I designed her myself. I'm going. Yes, General. The gift of the Tempest. Leave it to me. Weapon line. Unstoppable. Discharging. Weapon line. As you will. On my way. I'm going. Of course. Out. Leave it to me. The gift of the Tempest.
Receiving you, General.
Tempest physicist. I am the effect. Calculating vector. Unstoppable. I'm ready.
My General.
Combat scientist. I'm going. What do we have? Yes, General. My General. On my way. What do we have? As you will. Tempest physicist, of course. Physicists on the field. As you will. I'm going. On my way. I designed her myself. I'm ready. Out. Yes, General. As you will. On my way. Of course. Out. I'm going. Yes, General. Leave it to me. Discharging. Calculating vector.
We can handle
My general. I'm going. Physicists on the field calculating vector. Leave them to me. I'm ready. Tempest physicist, as you will. On my way. Yes, General. Out. On my way. I'm going. As you will. Of course. Yes, General. I'm going. As you will. Of course. Out. Weapon live. On my way. Leave them to me. Unstoppable. Discharging. Of course. I am the effect. Out. The gift of the Tempest. Calculating vector. Leave them to me. Discharging. The gift of the Tempest. As you will. I am the effect. Unstoppable. Weapon live. Yes, General. I'm going. Of course. Out. On my way. Yes, General. As you will. Yes, General. Out. On my way. I'm going. Discharging. The gift of the Tempest. I am the effect. Leave them to me. Unstoppable. Calculating vector. The gift of the Tempest.
Setting up salvage supply.
Physicists on the field. I am the effect. Weapon live. Discharging. Of course. On my way. I'm going.
Who wants some? Where shall I put these? Orders, General.
What do we have? My general. Tempest physicist. I'm ready. Of course. On my way. As you will. I designed her myself.
Let's do it.
What do we have?
Whatever you say. Salvage line ready.
Combat scientist. Physicists on the field. Tempest physicist. Out. Of course. The gift of the Tempest. I'm ready. Yes, General. I'm going. Calculating vector. Unstoppable. As you will. Yes, General. Out. Of course. Applying heat. What do we have? Calculating vector. Weapon live. Discharging. I am the effect. Leave him to me. On my way. Yes, General. Out. Of course. As you will. I'm going. As you will. Out. On my way. Yes, General. Of course. On my way. I designed her myself. As you will.
Deploy.
Out. The gift of the Tempest. I'm going. Discharging. Yes, General. Out. I am the effect.
fascinating. The way they harness the Tempest. They are centuries ahead of our current understanding. The Dynasty's research must only be scratching the surface. Their biology is alien to me, but I don't think the Tempest is a part of them. Do they even come from the same place?
Physicists on the field. I'm going. Yes, General. On my way. Of course. As you will. Out. Of course. On my way. I'm going. As you will. Yes, General. Out. I'm going. As you will. Of course. On my way. Yes, General. I'm going. Out. Of course. As you will. Calculating vectors. I am the...
It's the Dynasty. What are they doing here? GDF left to fight the invader, but they're getting overrun. We'll hold up here.
If you can fight, get ready. The Dynasty will not abandon the civilians.
You got it. Get us to safety, and we'll fight for you.
Receiving your general. Standing by.
I designed it myself. On my way. What do we have?
Ready. All right.
My general. What do you mean? Tempest physicist. I'm ready. Out. Of course. On my way. As you will. Yes, General.
Files transferring. It's all here, but they've been tampering with my research. I have the files, and I've located our weapons research. Sending control codes to your command uplink. The Voltaic tanks is the Dynasty's finest in terms of raw firepower. I think it could use some field testing.
Excellent work, General. Confirm the research reacquired. Your extraction point is a civilian airport. Sending you coordinates now. Fight your way there. Don't let anything stand in your path.
I designed her myself. Combat scientist, I'm going. Out.
Unit is under attack. Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, General.
Our base is under attack.
Gift of the Tempest, as you will.
Visors down.
Cannon?
Training. Constructing.
Powered by the Tempest.
Construction complete. Training. On hold.
Carrier reporting. On it.
I see. I see.
Unit ready.
Charged and ready. This way.
The Dynasty's weapon.
Tools ready.
Standing by.
Ready, sir.
Unit ready.
Sir?
Needed it.
Yes?
Construction complete.
Yes. Confirmed. Going. Making way. Making way. Confirmed. Out. Making way. Yes. Yes. Moving. Will do. Moving. Will do. I see. Yes. Gretchen. Making way. Yes. Yes. Come a little closer. Beautiful destruction. I see. Making way.
Unit is under attack.
You have something for me? I am prepared.
Our harvester is under attack.
Yes.
My general, weapon live.
Construction. Our harvester is under attack.
Talk. I see.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Standing by for an escort.
Unit ready. Constructing. Unit ready. Constructing. Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete. Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete. Insufficient funds.
Awaiting orders.
Unit ready.
I designed her myself. Combat scientist, of course. My general, on my way.
Constructing.
Need a lift? On the approach.
Construction complete.
Tempest physicist, I'm going.
Constructing. Construction complete. Training. On hold. Unit ready. Unit is under attack. Constructing. Constructing.
I'm ready. Yes, General. As you will. Out. I'm going.
Construction complete.
On my way. Yes, General. I'm going. my way. Out. Discharging. Unstoppable.
Construction complete.
Out. As you will. Yes, General. On my way. I'm going. As you will.
Construction complete.
On my way. Yes, General. Of course. On my way. I'm going. Out. As you will. Yes, General.
Construction complete.
Out. I'm going.
Construction complete.
Standing by for an escort.
What do we have? As you will. On my way. Of course. Leave him to me.
Construction complete.
Ready for pickup.
Physicists on the field. Calculating vector. I am the effect. Discharging. Calculating vector. Leave him to me. Out.
Clear left. Carrier reporting. We're here. Acknowledge command.
I really hope this works, Commander.
I'm ready. Yes, General. On my way. Of course.
Transport's primo. Keeping her steady. Moving to position. On approach. Firing interference. We're here.
Sounds good.
Ready.
Our base is under attack. Building captured.
There will be nothing left. Targeting. Observe.
Our base is under attack. Unit is under attack.
Yes.
Tempest Store specialist under attack.
Tools ready.
Unit lost. Specialist under attack.
Moving to LZ. Nothing can stand in my way. Skycrane.
Our base is under attack.
Away.
Unit lost.
Keeping her steady. Keeping her steady. Away we go. Moving to LZ.
Our base is under attack.
Get away from the cargo. Standing by.
Unit lost.
Standing by
I'm reading more waves of the enemy approaching fast across the Med. Get your troops out before they take the whole region. Good work, General.